Feminism has completely changed over the years, and this is why Josie and I want to ask you this question. Is feminism really about empowering women? I think up to now, we both agree that this is, in the first, women wanted to be able to vote and to work. The second, women wanted to have equal pay for equal work.
A lot of the third wave is like, there are no rules, like women should just do what they want. And it's funny because a lot of things that I see now is like, I shouldn't have to cook, clean, and do this for you. And I follow a lot of women that are at home taking care of their family and their kids, and they're like the happiest people.
To me, and I hope they hear what I say, because I've said it to their face and I have no shame in repeating it. We do not live in a world where men dominate everything. That's bull.
No, we don't.
Explain to me why 70 to 80% of money is spent by women.
This is the Nico Lagan Show. Warning. This show contains explicit content. Listener discretion is advised. Real, raw, and shooting you straight. This is the Nico Lagan Show. And now your host, Nico.
So, first, it was about dealing with property rights and the right to vote. Then second came equality and anti-discrimination, and now overtaking patriarchy. Feminism has completely changed over the years, and this is why Josie and I want to ask you this question. Is feminism really about empowering women?
I don't know.
Well, before we get into it, this episode is brought to you by the Alpha Creator Blueprint. Are you a male content creator on a mission to help other men? Is your content not getting the attention it deserves? Would you like to increase your views by 10, 100, even 1,000? If so, head to the website, thealphacreatorblueprint.com, and let us show you how we can make that happen. Welcome to the Nico Lagan Show. I'm your host, Nico Lagan, and as every Wednesday, my girlfriend joins us to discuss all about shit that pisses me off. That's basically what we talk about. So introduce the subject. I gotta fix my camera. It seems that it ain't working properly.
The topic today, feminism.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh
Your
boy,
favorite
indeed.
thing. Is it really empowering women today? That's a subject. This is what we need to know. This is what we were going to talk about.
Okay. Before we do,
yes,
I did a tiny. As you know me, I do a lot of research about everything.
Yeah.
So I thought we would introduce the subject first, and the way I wanted to do this is by speaking about history. So for the people out there that might not know, there were 3 waves of feminism. The first one happened at the beginning of the 20th century, which was just around the Second World War. So the First World War, sorry. Obviously, all the men were drafted. They were all out of the country. So women picked up the slack when it came to working.
Yeah.
So they continued the war effort, as we say, in the US. So when the men came back, they're like, hey, we want to be able to vote. Makes fucking sense to me. I think it makes sense to you.
Absolutely.
I think we can all agree that back then, all they wanted is to vote. Just a little side note, though. What's interesting about that is, in order to be able to vote, men had to accept being drafted. But women never had that. So women are capable of voting right now without ever getting drafted, yet it was part of the Constitution of the US that one was an exchange of the other. If you're not ready to die for your country, you don't have fucking right to vote. But it seems that women are special, so they don't have to abide by the same rules as we do. Now, this is the first wave of feminism. The second phase of feminism happened, or the second wave, should I say, happened in the 1960s, 1970s.
Mhm.
It started in 1960s, and I think that played a big role is something called the Pay Act of 1963. So basically, the Pay Act stated that the Equal Pay Act is a labor law that prohibits gender-based wage discrimination in the United States. So it was signed in by President Kennedy in 1963, and then discontinued, and the Equal Rights Amendment was passed in 1972. The Equal Rights Amendment was to provide for the legal equality of the sexes and prohibit discrimination on a basis of sex. Yet again, I think we can all agree with this. We all remember the 60s when everybody was sleeping with everybody and everybody was doing mind expanding drugs. Fuck, I wish I lived in that time. Sounds like a fucking phenomenal time to me. But yeah, so this is the second wave of feminism. I think up to now, we both agree that this is, in the second wave, we can say that women wanted equality. In the first, women wanted to be able to vote and to work. The second, women wanted to have equal pay for equal work.
Yeah.
Up to now, I think we can all agree on this, right?
Yeah.
Now, the third wave of feminism that started in 1990s is a bit of a different story. This whole fucking fiasco started because women of color thought that the feminist movement was mostly for white women. So they wanted other colors, Black, Asians, Native American, all the colors of the rainbows to be under the same banner, because they were under the impression that feminism was mostly for white women. Is that true or not? 1990s, I think it's full of shit, but hey, this is just my opinion. And then this whole fucking fiasco, as I said, evolved in what we can call the Me Too movement era, which is what we've been into since like 2017, if my memory serves me right. And the Women's March that women all over the U.S. complain about President Donald Trump in 2016. You also found other things that was worth mentioning. So we are in the third phase, in the third wave of feminism.
Third wave, some might even say fourth wave, but
what's the difference? Because I looked into it, but I only think there's three.
Yeah, no, it kind of, some people suggest that it, like, the Me Too movement is just an extension of the wave 3, and some people actually say that Me Too movement is a separate wave in itself. So it's a fourth wave, but I mean, you could look at it either or. Like, it really doesn't matter.
So what's part of the fourth wave? The Me Too movement?
Me Too movement.
I think it's part of the third.
Yeah. Okay.
And then what else? What else is
really
part of it?
Me Too movement, equal rights for like trans women and things like that. That those
equal rights for trans women.
That's what I read.
Let's call them biological males. This is a thing that
so like we're now into like the fourth. It's like, getting
it's
getting a little bit bigger, but yeah, that's what they say. Now, could it be included in the third? Sure, why not? Is it a separate one? To each their own. If you want to believe it's a separate wave, by all means, it's a separate wave.
So coming back to what we were saying, I think that everybody out there will agree that the first wave and the second wave made sense.
Yes.
Now, what do you think about the third one?
I think that it's a bit confusing, as did, and I read an article that stated that feminists that kind of were in the second wave to get equal rights in the workplace and pay and things like that are a bit confused as to what's going on in third wave.
Yep. Yeah, I can see
I agree with that. I always tell you, like, I see myself as a feminist, and you always tell me, like, no.
But you're not a feminist of the
today's world.
The third wave. You're not, as our stupid Prime Minister Justin Trudeau would call himself, a feminist. We're not talking about equal rights to equal pay to equal work. We're talking about the matriarchy taking over the patriarchy, or the perceived patriarchy.
Yeah. So,
because this is how I see it. Personally, I see it as women right now that call themselves a feminist. If I look at my mother and I look at my sister, which are prime. Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught that on the camera. I don't know if you saw that, but she made a face. Yes, because my mother and my sister are both feminists of the third waves, and they have no fucking clue. They, to me, and I hope they hear what I say, because I've said it to their face and I have no shame in fucking repeating it. We do not live in a world where men dominate everything. That's bullshit.
No, we don't.
We live in a world. Explain to me why 70 to 80% of money is spent by women. That's okay. Maybe men make more
the money, but we spend the money. Majority. Yeah. A lot of things are targeted towards women. Even men's products are targeted towards women. Women want their men to look good, so they'll go ahead and buy those products. So convince
the woman that it's what they want, and the men will somehow wear it. I agree.
Yes, 100%. Women, there's a higher percentage of graduates in college that I read.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's more high school dropouts that are males. There are
Mhm.
more high school college dropout that are males. Every stage of there's more women graduating from
Yes.
college,
Yes.
university, and it's becoming big. Like it's almost
Yes.
twice as much. It's
Yeah.
not quite there, but it is almost twice as much women. It's 50% at least more women graduate from college than men do.
Wow.
Now, and see that this is interesting because this to me, feminism is all about let me rephrase that. To me, feminism should be all about equality. But this is not what I see today. Like with stuff like the Me Too movement, for example, where women can point their fingers at any man that they want, and those guys get destroyed on the public place before they ever
discriminate against.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So you can just accuse somebody, and I've known of tens, if not hundreds, of those stories about star athletes, about actors, about people that are very well known.
Yeah.
Where women are able to say, "Oh, that guy raped me," and I'm not saying we shouldn't believe them, but I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm not saying we should believe them, and I'm not saying we shouldn't believe them. I think that this should be decided in court, where there's a judge, where evidence are presented from both sides, not just somebody being fucking crucified on social media and losing everything just because somebody says something about them.
Yeah.
Because let's not lie to each other here. People do have vetted interests. People do want to cause harm to other just because they have the power to do so.
So do you think, and this is what I'm kind of looking into now, and this is going to be a long subject, not just like a 30-minute thing, but do you think, and I kind of think it is, that feminism today is kind of like I don't want to say dismantling, but like a crucifixion of
a witch hunt.
Oh goodness. Of the male, I don't want to say patriarch, but like of men, just what men used to be in like male masculinity. And
I think the whole movement in the 1990s has caused what we're seeing today. Has caused, so it went from women not being equal to women wanting to be men. Because right now,
roles are being reversed.
Exactly. And this is what we're seeing right now, is that most women act like men. They don't embrace their femininity. And women to me are being lied to. Women are being lied to by society, by the school system. So in a sense where women are being told that being a woman is not enough. That doing what women have been doing for thousands of years is not enough. Like, look at somebody like you that will stay home to take care of the kids, but expects me to provide and to protect.
Yeah.
Those are roles that you and I have spoken about. And I do not believe in any way, shape, or form that me wanting you to stay with our kids is devaluating you in any way. On the contrary.
Yeah, I was just
like,
about to
I
say.
see it as our kids are our most valuable assets. And I want the woman that I love to be the one taking care of them, not a kindergartner, like not a
teacher,
not
like
a teacher, not somebody that babysits kids. I've seen those places. I don't want my fucking kids being taught by those fucking idiots. So to me, having my wife taking care of my kids is like the greatest gift, is like the best. I'm putting my most valuable assets, as bad as this sounds, into the hands of the person that I love. So who else is better than you to take care of those kids, to give them the love that they want, to give them, because this is proven, like until they're like between 5 and 10 years old, like until 5 your brain is still developing, and everything that you will become is decided until about the age of 5. And kids need nurturing, kids need to be loved. And I'm not the best, you'll quote me on this, I'm not the best at nurturing, I'm not the most cuddly person, I'm not the most affectionate person. And this, men or women, a boy or girl, is very detrimental if they do not have a compassion touch when they're younger.
It's funny you bring that up, because a lot of the third wave is like women should be able, like the rules, I read this, the rules of like feminism, like there are no rules, like women should just do what they want, and like whether it be with their body, career, whatever, like they should have that choice. And it's funny because a lot of things that I see now is like, I shouldn't have to cook, clean, and do this for you. And a lot of women I follow a lot of women that are at home taking care of their family and their kids, and they're like the happiest people. And maybe it's just a Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want, a persona, but like they genuinely see happy and they speak out against, not against, but like being a stay-at-home mom and nurturing their kids and taking care and teaching them. And they get hate for it. And they get hate for it. And it's like, why are you as a woman, you're supposed to be bringing up you're supposed to be empowering other women to do what they feel is right for them and their body and their mind and their family and their this. And then you go ahead and you're like, well, why are you doing this? You should be doing this. Like like it's not a bad choice. It's their choice. So you should be like, if you're happy to do this and it makes you happy and it empowers you, which it does, to know that you take care of your kids and like you're instilling what you think is the best and your values and your morals, that's empowering. That's, as a woman, you want that. You love that. I would assume you want that. I would want that for my kids. So why are we taking that away from these women that are trying to do what's best in their minds for them and their families? Why are we putting them down? Why are we belittling these people? Why are we belittling men that are okay or choose to have women and wives and girlfriends or whatever that are feminine, that want to give them those things? Like, women have preferences, men can have preferences. Why are we doing this? If we want equality, then equality should be choosing to do what.
But that's never been the goal. Like, the goal of equality was achieved in by passing the laws, the act that we were talking about. It's like, when I say that women are being lied to from the school system, they're being lied to. They're being lied that there's such a thing as a pay gap. And this has been proven so many times that it's not. The only pay gap that exists between men and women is because women take time off when they're pregnant. And
what else are you supposed to do?
No, but bosses will not promote women as much because they know that they'll be gone. But yet, if you look at women that do not have kids, they're normally higher up than the average man. So it's fucking bullshit. There's no such thing as the pay gap. The only pay gap that exists is that women are the only one that can be pregnant and men can work through pregnancy because we're not the one that's being pregnant. And guys out there, please stop saying that we're pregnant. You're not fucking pregnant. Your girlfriend is. Stop saying that. But you know, this is what, no, but it's true. Oh, fuck, it bothers me when men say that they're pregnant. You're not fucking pregnant. Your girlfriend is. Stop fucking being an asshole.
We're pregnant. The couple is
pregnant.
Fuck
that noise.
You're in this together.
Hell. Yeah.
You go through as much pain, I'm sure, as a man that women would go.
The point is that I think it's because women are being lied to. Women are being told, that not only are they being lied by saying that they're not equal to men, that they need to fight the patriarchy, that there's such a thing as the pay gap, that men are all a bunch of fucking rapists and we need to point our nasty fingers at them with stuff like the Women's March and the Me Too movement. But women are being lied to and not being feminine. Women explain this to me. So women are the most medicated people on the planet.
Really?
Oh yeah, and not by a small percentage, by a massive percentage.
I didn't know that.
Not only are women the biggest consumers of antidepressant drugs, but they are twice as 2 to 3 times more prone to depression than men.
Yeah.
And women in their 30s that do not have children are twice as much more prone to depression compared to women that are mothers. So women without children in their 30s are more than 4 times more prone to depression than men are. That's fucked up. Like 4 times. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But those numbers are not shared. Those numbers are not told to women to say, because again, women are being told that today they can wait as long as they want to have children. And you know what it is. You're in that situation where you know that it's not true. So it's really, as you said, and you're absolutely right, it's not even men that are saying to women all those bullshit, all those things. It's women saying that to other women. This is what the most brutal part is that it's not even men that are saying you should or shouldn't stay at home. You should work or not work. You should do this or not should do that. It's women judging other women.
It definitely is.
You guys
definitely. We're vicious. We are vicious.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy. I don't understand why people, but that's crazy. I'm all for like, do you,
Yep.
as long as it doesn't affect me. Like, you want to stay home, you stay home. You don't want to stay home, go. You want to wait till like forever to find somebody, like, that's on you. That's your choice. That's your life. But don't put somebody else down for their choices. Like, get over yourself. If you want to be respected, like, learn to start respecting other people too. If you want equality, start like.
Yeah, but it blows my mind how vicious women.
We are.
You know, I
really are.
I did an episode of a podcast, and I think you've seen it, where I was looking at bullying. And what I found is that women are 3 to 4 times more prone to bullying people than men are. It's extremely different. We men do it in a very physical way, so it seems more brutal because it's violent. Like, it's physical violence is how we don't play with people's head. I don't know if we're not that smart, or that's just, or we rely on our physical attributes. But women are 3 times more prone to bullying than men are, because they do it in a psychological way. Like, there's studies shown that lesbian couples, 40 to 60% of lesbian couples report bullying, and there ain't no man in that relationship. They're fucking lesbos. So how do you explain that? And this is my point. Like, you look at feminism, at least what it's become, it's almost a shame. It's almost shaming. Women like you are getting shamed by women that believe that they should have a career and not have children, that's
fine.
But those women should also be aware of the statistics that shows that they're twice more prone to depression compared to a woman with children. Because at the end of the day, my job as a man is to impregnate as many women as I can, and women is to carry those lives to term, because biologically that's what we're meant for. I can have multiple children at the same time with multiple women. You can only have one. But the point in the matter is that it takes a woman to bear those children. So technically that is at the end of the day, call a spade. This is the main reason
procreate.
To procreate, in the same way that men are supposed to provide and protect, because when you are pregnant, you are vulnerable. So we need to protect. We want to have children too. I want to have children. Women are not the only one that wants children. So we will do what needs to get done in order to protect life of our families. It's that fucking simple. It's just, it really stems that the third wave of feminism is all about this. It's all about saying that women cannot stay home. It's like, it's shameful for you to stay home. So what do you think as a woman that stays home and that will probably continue to do so? How do you feel?
And this is I just want to add this. Like, it's
Don't
not like
point your finger at me.
Forcing me to stay home.
I would never say that on camera, but off camera, absolutely. My girlfriend is my fucking slave. She does what I want. Exactly. No, but I've had those comments, and you've seen them. Like, people have commented that my girlfriend is.
I still work for, like, I don't work for somebody else. I still work for you, but I've had work. I do work, and I'm very able and free to work if I want to outside of this home.
Okay, stop talking. We heard you enough. No, it's ludicrous that people have seen our videos together, and I always get comments.
You still get those?
Oh, of course I do. It's just it's not even worth it. But saying that you're under my thumb, basically.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Stop looking at the camera. It's so fucking ludicrous when you think
People
about
are
it. But
absurd.
All to say that I don't understand why women are being so shaming of others. I understand the psychology behind it, but I don't understand why they do it.
They're shaming people that don't agree with them.
Yep.
They don't agree with them, because anyone that does. Like, I am a person, like, I choose to do my own thing. Like, I will respect somebody else if that's what you want to do. But those are, if like those very leftist,
She
I
said
know,
it.
damn.
She made it political. But it is true.
It is true.
Yep.
It is true. And the
Yep.
more you read up on it, and the more you see, and the more you think about it, it is that if
It is a leftist mentality.
if I don't agree with what they say and respect them and be like them and do
Yep.
them, and like I'm in the wrong, and I get shamed for
You're
it. And
no, you're
I'm oppressed.
I'm oppressing you. This
You
is the
are
word I was
oppressing me.
looking.
Yeah, of course.
This is the word I was
course.
looking for earlier.
People are ridiculous with that. Like, get over yourselves.
No, but you're oppressed, right? You're very blink 10 times in a row to indicate that you're okay. No, but fucking Christ, people, it's.
But I wonder what's wrong. I don't know. What's wrong with those individuals who actually can only see that because I agree with you,
Mhm.
that means that there's something wrong. Why? Like, what is the problem with me agreeing with my boyfriend? Obviously, I'm with because we believe the same things.
Yep.
We have the same values. We have the same morals. We are in the same direction with where we want to go with our lives, and all of that good stuff that comes with aging in a relationship. Like, what's wrong with that? Why is there something?
Psychologically speaking, those women, I would argue, are either jealous or they're just haters.
But is that what it comes down to? Like, 100%. Feminism is hating on other women that
what it's a part of it. I'm not saying that there's still feminists like you that considers themselves somewhat feminists that don't hate on other people, and I'm sure that there's a bunch of others on social media platform everywhere actually that still see and still understand what it is to be a feminist in a way that not what it has become.
Yeah.
But that being said, I do believe there's a big stigma of jealousy in there, because in order for a woman to be capable of staying home, and I'm saying monetarily, that means that the father or the man needs to make enough money to support them.
Sure.
So unfortunately today, from the last statistics that I showed, 55% of men are in marriages, at least because that's where they pick up the statistics. But marriages, 55% of the cases, men are making more money. They're the main breadwinner.
Yeah.
But that means that in 45% of the cases, it's not the fact.
Yeah.
That means either the woman in 15 or 16% of the cases, the woman makes more money, and like 25% of the time, it's equal. Like the man and the woman makes about the same money. So that means that most people cannot afford to have only one family member making all the money so that the other can stay. There's multiple facets to that, saying that people overspend, people spend money on shit they don't need. I highly believe that pretty much any couple out there is capable, if they want, to completely change their lifestyle and allow the wife to stay home. And to all the men out there, if you don't believe that you're capable of doing this, maybe you should hustle more. Maybe you should work more than 40 hours a week. Maybe you should be working on developing your skills, developing yourself to become a better provider, because this is what I do. So why the fuck are you not doing it? Because at the end of the day, it's true. What's the name of the couple that have the magic floors?
What's his name? The real Bradley, that him. He's the one that made that comment.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
We're gonna finish on this because we're 1 minute out, but the real Bradley. If you guys want to go see them, they're fucking hilarious. But the guy has magic floors. I have magic floors too, by the way. And basically, he said that and he got hated on because basically what he said is that he will drop his dirty clothes on the floor, and somehow the day after they're clean, folded, and in his drawers. He doesn't understand how it works, but he has magic floors. It's just to say that motherfucker, his wife does it. But that's the understanding that he has. But the same guy says that my wife is able to spend money on pretty much anything that she wants. And if I cannot afford, that means I'm not making enough money. I need to hustle more.
He's a very smart man.
He's funny. Awesome. Okay, on that note, we cutting it right there. It's to be continued. If you don't know, every Wednesday, Josie and I are going to speak about couple related stuff, or at least
I think we'll continue on this topic just because next week is.
That's fine. That's fine by me. all to say that we appreciate every single one of you. We're grateful for every single one of you that comments on my stuff, that shares my stuff, that interact with my content, like it or love it, love it or hate it. It still helps me in the algorithm. That being said, never forget that the world is changed one man at a time, and it takes but one man to change the world. Peace out.
You've been listening to the Nico Lagan Show. Nico has been involved in the martial arts for 20 years. He's a Muay Thai coach, focus coach, podcaster, and sought-after public speaker. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we hope you've gotten some useful and practical information. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Coach Nico Lagan and on YouTube at The Nico Lagan Show. See you next time.